This is a poem, Sierra Pete's. It's a classic cowboy poem. I have to memorize it. I almost got it. I think I got it. So we're going to give her a shout. Way up high in the Sierra Pete's where the yellow pines grow tall, Sandy Bob and Buster Jiggs had a road deer camp last fall. Oh, they took some horses, took their running irons, and maybe a dog or two, and allowed they'd brand every long-eared calf that come within their view. Any old doggy flapping long ears that didn't brush up by day got their old ears whittled and their old hides sizzled in a most artistic way. Then one fine day old Sandy Bobby throws his seago down, says, "I'm tired of smelling burned hair and allows I'm going to town." So they saddles him up and hits him a lope. 'Tweren't but a sight of a ride, and in them days an old cow hand could oil up his inside. They started her up at the Kentucky bar at the head of Whiskey Row. Ended up at the depot house, some 40 drinks below. He sets her up and turns around and heads her the other way. Tell you the God-forsaken's truth, them boys got stewed that day. And riding on back to camp, they was taking a heavy load. When who should they meet but the devil himself come prancing up the road. Says he, "You cowboy skunks better hunt a hole. I'm up from Hell's Rimrock. Come together, your cowboy souls." Well, Sandy Bob says, "Devil be damned. We boys is kind of tight. But you ain't going to gather no cowboy souls unless you look for some kind of fight." Sandy Bob punched a hole in his seagull and he swang her straight and true, lashed onto the devil's horns, and he took his dallies too. Buster Jiggs, he was a red man, his gut line coiled up neat, so he shakes her out, builds him a loop, and lashed onto the devil's hind feet, where they stretched him out and tailed him down while the irons was getting hot. They cropped him up and swallow forked his ears, then branded him up a lot. They pruned him up with a dehorning saw, then knotted his tail as a joke, saddled up and rode off, left him necked up to a blackjack oak. So if you're ever up high in the Sierra Peaks and you hear a hell of a wail, you'll notice that old devil just a-hollering about all them knots in his tail. Well, kind of almost did it. Enjoy. Leave a comment, good or bad, I don't care, just leave a comment. And a seagull, so you know, is their catch rope.